Hey guys, this is Joe at Synergy17, and today I'm going to go over a quick tutorial on how to make a beanie using the patches and the rivets. So the first part, I'll just kind of go over how I lay it out before I laser cut it, and then I'll show you actually how I actually rivet them. So I was just doing this for my Wednesday softball team. So basically, here's a little logo I put together. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to have the bigger style beanies or a small patch. So this one I went with 3 inches by, I think I did 1.25 inches. So it's right around there. And then for my laser, I make my cut line orange or red or whatever you want. And I took my logo and I just kind of pop it in here like this. So, and then I center it by doing C to center this guy in here. And then what you can do is you're going to have to decide like where your rivets are. So if your logo went straight across and you don't want your rivets to hit it, you can move it up higher. But just remember that the center part is where it's going to fold. So if you get this too high and then you fold your patch, you won't see the logo. So make sure you kind of put this, far enough down where it doesn't fold, but at the same time high enough where your rivets don't cover it. So anyways, pretty simple. Group that together. When I do my layout, I put them this way, and then let's just say my bed is, let's say it's a 24-inch sheet by 12 inches. So, oops. So then I just kind of take my logo here, or my design, and then I'm going to plop it down here, and I just kind of go over and over, and I get as many as I can, on the sheet. And let's just say that's good enough. E and Shift E to space them apart, and then of course you can use some of the other tools on here, but I'll just duplicate it this way, plop them down here. So anyways, it just depends on how many you're going to do, but let's say I was going to do that many. So anyways, I have it all ready. I send it to the laser. The laser will raster back and forth the logo, and then it'll basically cut out the patch. Since I'm doing riveting, I'm not going to put adhesive on this piece of leatherette. So anyways, let's go on to the next step after this goes to the laser and gets cut. First of all, just because I'm doing it on this hardwood floor, I'm going to have some protection here, so when I hammer the rivet in, I don't damage the floor. What you're going to need is leather punch here. You can get a leather punch and some rivets and the little die set here, all in a kit for right around 25 bucks. If you don't need this kit here and you just want this is like 12 bucks or something on Amazon. I didn't like the rivets. I mean, I like the colors and everything, but they just weren't very strong in this kit. They kind of bent and stuff. So I went ahead and bought another bag from another company that worked really well. So you need that. You're going to need a hammer, unless you get, if you don't use the die set, you can use a press to press the rivets, but if you're just going to use something like this, you just need a hammer. And then, of course, you need a beanie, and you need some patches. And maybe earlier in this video, or maybe sometime during this video, I'll show you how I designed the patch on Corel, and then how I laser cut it. So anyways, that's just the beginning. This is everything you need. So after the patches have been laser cut and basically engraved and cut out, what you're going to want to do is I'm going to put this patch over a cuff. So for example, let's say this was a skull cap, you might have this go underneath it this way, but since this is going to be a cuff like this, I designed it so this part of the patch will go in here and then rivet down this way, so you can see the design. So all you really do is I take my patch here and I fold it in half, because I'm going to use this part as the backer to attach the rivet. And then you take your leather punch here, set it to the size. I'm using really small rivets, so I'm going to use this one here. And it's pretty simple. All you do is, like I said, fold this in half. I'm trying to get my hands in here out of the way. And then what you're going to do is I want to put a rivet here in this corner. Oops, sorry. Here in this corner and here in this corner. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to find a spot here. I don't know if you can see this. Try to zoom in. And all you want to do is clamp down and it punches a hole right there. And then I go on this side and do the same thing. Approximately the same distance. So now you basically have 2 holes in this side, and since I folded it in half and did it at the same time, I have 2 holes on the other side. So let me see if you can see it better here. Yeah, you can see the holes here, 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 and here. Alright, so then we're going to rivet it into the beanie next. Okay, the next step is to grab your rivets and then the cap. So I grab 2 sets. I don't know if you can see it, here's just a little tiny rivet here, and here's the cap that goes on top right here to connect the two. So you're going to need 2 sets of those. I've already did one side of the beanie just so I can hold it in place while I do this video. So for example, on this beanie I wanted to offset the patch. So I moved it over and I set it right here. So it's offset a little bit. So what you want to do is you want to take the rivet and put it through the back piece. And then what I do is I flip it over so I can see where it's going to be. So I want it to be straight across on my beanie. And then you're going to try to find it. So this is a very loose knit, so it's easy for mine to pop through. Some of them you have to kind of wiggle around a little bit. And then once you do that, you just pop it through the other side, take your cap here, and then you snap it. And then pretty much it's going to sit in place now. It's not going to move. So the last step really is to take your die set here, and what you're going to want to do is you'll notice there's a little concave part here and a little concave part here, and that's so you don't flatten the actual cap on it. So all you really do is let's see if I can do this in front of you guys here. I'm going to put this into that end, take this part and set it right on top, and let me grab my hammer. So I'm kind of sitting down doing this, but you're going to put this over the cap, and then all you want to do is just tap this. And it'll be stuck on there. It's not going to come off. And do the other side too. And that's it. Very, very simple to do. So this isn't going to come off here unless you rip it off. And that's just a quick and easy way. And you don't have to do a fold over cuff. You could actually have folded this and put just a regular square patch here. And then put one in, in each corner if you wanted to. You can do whatever you want. But anyways, that's a quick and easy way of putting a patch on a beanie.